The 2022 iPad Air 5 is the best deal it's ever been, but also not worth it. Let me explain. This iPad is about to turn 6 months old, and up till this point, my only coverage has been comparisons to previous models I made right when the Air 5 was announced. But now that it's halfway through its upgrade cycle and prices are dropping, I think it's a good time to say it's the best deal it's ever been and give it the spotlight in a dedicated video. But as is the main point I'm making throughout this video, the Air 5 continues to be only a slight upgrade over the Air 4 and definitely not the best value for money. Let's give this thing credit where it's due though, starting with the design. It's the second iteration of the flat-edged, symmetrical chinned build, and it's a very nice piece of industrial design to hold, use, and carry. It also comes in a refreshed color palette that most people considered an improvement over the previous, with my review model here being the most boring one, space gray. There's also a fingerprint reader embedded in the top power button, a USB-C port at the bottom, and two 12-megapixel cameras, one good one on the back and one wide one on the front. But that really sums up the design. It's clean, simple, and changed only things that were suboptimal with the previous generation, which was basically nothing. Okay, nice to look at, but what's the performance with this iPad like? Kind of too good if we're being honest. The M1 chip in here is paired with 8 gigs of RAM, and this combo is capable of basically all tasks you could do on an iPad, and a lot of things you can't, with that second point being the problem. I use a 2019 iPad Air 3 on a regular basis, not the borrowed Air 5 in this video, and performance-wise it does everything I need it to, almost as fast as the newest one. That's a mix of scribbling down notes, web browsing, watching videos, and working on documents, again smoothly and reliably. So when you improve the performance beyond that twice in the two following iPad Air models, you get what's in my opinion unusable power. I say all that to say, even the Air line of iPads, which are designed to be mid-range, are approaching the ceiling of all the performance you need in this tablet form factor. But as I wrap up this section, let me put price and the option of previous models to the side and praise the Air 5 performance on its own. It's super fast and glides through opening apps and moving stuff around on the screen. And even with demanding stuff, I'm confident this iPad could do something like edit my YouTube videos for years to come. And it does all this behind a big and vibrant 10.9-inch 60Hz IPS screen. I feature a lot of IPS screens on the channel, especially in budget Android phones, but it's important to differentiate Apple's IPS screens as brighter and much more color accurate, just about as good as the screen can get before you jump into OLED territory. Also on the subject of media consumption, the 4 speaker grills house 2 speakers, and they're very loud and very nice sounding. Now if you know me at all, I never use my iPad without accessories. I did a video about a half a year ago on what I like about using my Air 3 these days, and the majority of the reasons revolved around the keyboard case and Apple Pencil. And with the Air 5, nothing's changed as the magnetic keyboard case and 2nd gen Apple Pencil add a ton of functionality here too. Typing on an iPad with a physical keyboard comes in clutch many a time, and the Apple Pencil experience is just seamless. Not to mention, charging the pencil magnetically is so much nicer than this monstrosity. The only drawback is more add-ons equals more money spent, so here's 2 suggestions to ease the pain of adding to an already expensive purchase. 1, you could get an older iPad with older accessories for less than the price of the Air 5 by itself, and 2, off-brand Apple Pencils. Those exist. The last thing I want to run through briefly is the exact upgrades list between the Air 4 and Air 5. That would be that upgraded M1 chip, double the RAM up to 8 GB, a wider front camera that supports center stage, 5G support, and those new colors. Not a packed list at all, and that's why I started the video saying this Air 5 is not really worth it. But if you want those upgrades, they'll be the best deal right now because of the age this iPad is putting on already. Me personally, I'm going to give this iPad back to the friend I borrowed it from and be happy with my 2019 Air that does 95% of the same things. Let me know what you think, subscribe on the way out, and I'll see you soon.